Hello, everyone. It's National Park Wild. I'm Eric, and today I have Randy from America's Parks with us. Thank you for joining, Randy.
Oh, Eric, it's my pleasure. Thanks so much for inviting me to your meeting.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to ask him some questions I have, mostly about favorite and least favorite stuff. I'll give an answer after he does. So I'm going to start with a simple one. I know Dry Tortugas was your favorite in the ranking video, but you just went to Yellowstone. Did your opinion change on that?
Yeah, that's and I haven't seen these questions in advance, so I'm answering them on the fly right now.
I thought that'd be fun.
You know, I based that video, I got a little friendly flack from the other national park fans out there, wondering why I put Dry Tortugas as number one. Let me just, as I explained to everyone, I tried to make it clear in the video, I based that not on the best national park, but based upon the one that I had the most fun at. You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand that.
There's no way you can compare Dry Tortugas to Yellowstone. If you're looking for a quality national park,
yeah,
I think Yellowstone came in at number two.
Yep.
Yellowstone probably is number one if I rank it on quality, diversity, activities to enjoy. Yellowstone is one of the best. But when I went to Dry Tortugas twice with my daughter, those were special memories for me. And we camped out on the island. And have you been there before?
I'm going actually on Labor Day weekend.
Oh, good.
First time. I live in Florida, but we never got there because coronavirus canceled our flight in March, unfortunately.
Are you going to be camping out on the island or just doing the day trip?
Unfortunately, no. We have to get back for Monday, but we're squeezing in Biscayne and Dry Tortugas.
Oh, you'll still have a great time. But
personally, for me, Yellowstone's still my favorite. I think it's the best and my favorite. My most recent trip, a lot of great memories. My favorite was Old Faithful in the evening. The geyser went in front of the sun and it sort of made a shadow.
Nice.
Denali's my second favorite. That's one, you definitely have to get to that one. It's in Alaska and takes some effort, but there are so many animals there. And I got them out on a clear day, so that was really great.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, Lord willing, next year we have the Alaska trip planned. We'll see how
that'd be great.
Yeah.
So next one, you've ranked your parks before. Do your wife or kids have different favorites from you?
Yeah, we never really talked a lot about it. I know for
same with my family.
Each person in my family, I mean, generally speaking, has favorite more like geographical regions, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
My wife likes the warm places. So she loved Arizona. She loves Saguaro. And all the parks, the monuments we did in that area. That was probably her favorite area. We just got back from southern Utah. I've only put up a couple of videos from Zion, but we did a lot of areas down in there, some monuments, and she really liked that. My oldest daughter likes kind of like the colder Pineland, Pacific Northwest ocean type environments, Acadia, Olympic, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Natalie really just loved Dry Tortugas, and that's why we had such a good time there.
How about Shane? What does Shane like best?
Probably.
All right. So next question, you kind of brought it up. Do you like mountain or desert better?
I'm kind of, I like them both, Eric. It's really hard for me to pick. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that just loves variety. I love variety.
I agree. That's why I like Yellowstone a lot.
Yeah, I like to go to just different places all the time and experience different terrains, different ecosystems, different views. I mean, every park is, as you know, so unique and so different. They're really incomparable in that sense. That's why I just based it upon my personal enjoyment, which is a very subjective thing. That's just
I get that.
Me. But yeah, I like them all. I really don't have any bad parks. I go back to almost any national park I visited. I think they're all great. Yeah.
So how many have you gone to this year? How many different parks?
Are we talking like the national park 400 plus units?
No, just the big 62.
62. I'd have to think about that. I'd probably say maybe around 10 or so.
And I set a personal record for myself. I've gotten to 20 this year.
20? Wow.
14 were new. And then I'm going to have the new Biscayne and Dry Tortugas to make it a total of 22.
Oh, I look forward to seeing those videos. Which ones have you not yet seen, Eric?
So I have not seen 5 of the Alaska parks. I have not been to Isle Royale or Voyagers.
Yep.
Not been to Wind Cave. Close to that one. American Samoa.
Yeah, that's a hard one to get to.
The 2 Florida ones I'm gonna get to. Virgin Islands. We were planning on that, but then there was this whole quarantine thing there, and that's not going to happen.
Right.
And then sadly, haven't gotten to Acadia yet.
Oh, really?
We were planning to in 2017, but the drive was too far.
Yeah. Where do you live, Eric?
I live in Southwest Florida.
You're down in Florida. Okay.
It's only about 2-hour drive from Everglades.
Gotcha. All right. Nice. Yeah, Acadia is one of my favorites.
Yeah. So my next question, what's your favorite hiking trail in the parks?
Wow. Half Dome at Yosemite was amazing. I mean, it's hard to compare them, but the top 5 would probably be like Half Dome Yosemite.
Mm-hmm.
I love Angel's Landing in the Narrows.
Agreed with Angel's Landing. I've done that one.
Yeah. Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah, I did Bright Angel recently. That one was the longest hike I'd done, so it was pretty grueling. I'd never done any hike that long up to that point, and it got pretty hot in the afternoon.
Did you do it all in one day, or did you spend the night in the canyon?
Oh, it was one day because we weren't allowed to stay down when we went. I had a condor sighting.
Oh, neat.
Tag number 97, so it's my favorite number now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, but those are some of my.
That was a great hike.
Out of me. I like the Beehive in Acadia. It's a great hike. It's a fun little hike. Yeah, as far as one close to my house here in New Jersey, it's a recreation area, but the Delaware Water Gap Recreation Area.
You made a video on that one. I remember.
Mount Tammany is just a fun, close hike. That's probably the most fun close hike to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you ever done Highline and Glacier?
I've been to Glacier twice, and I don't know if you saw my greatest hits video I did. Both times I just didn't have the greatest. I had a good time there, but I didn't have the classic, epic, great Glacier experience. So I've not done that.
Some of mine were crazy. My first one was in March, so only 2 miles of the road were open. And my other one was during COVID, so the road was constantly closing. But we booked a night at Granite Park Chalet, got to do the hike to Highline Trail, did the Grinnell Glacier overlook. The weather was really bad, but because of that, we got a rainbow over it, and that was a fun memory.
That sounds like a lot of fun. How many times have you been to Glacier?
I've been 2 different times.
Yeah.
The only parks I've been to more than twice are Yosemite and Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon was actually my first, despite being a Florida native. What was your first of the Big 62?
I think it was when I did a road trip just before I got married, and I drove out west from Chicago, and the first park I would have hit of the 62 would have been the Badlands.
Oh yeah, that was my one of my earliest ones.
Yeah, I liked it there.
I don't remember a whole lot from it, but I remember there was a bighorn sheep and a lamb. That was a nice experience.
Now you're a young guy. Is your family just into national parks as well then?
They are. I'm the most into them though.
Yeah. Do you go with them, or do you go by yourself? Do you go with friends?
It's normally me, my dad, and my oldest brother. He's younger than me, but it's normally the 3 of us on the big trips. Nice. Sometimes all 6 of us will go.
Oh, that's special. So you have a lot of good memories with your mom and your family, national parks. That's wonderful, Eric. Now,
I have a question that'll probably be tough because I'm sure you've had many. What's your favorite wildlife viewing experience you've had in a park?
I'm the wrong guy to ask that question because it's kind of a joke within my family. I don't see much wildlife for some reason.
Oh, I get really lucky every time I go. I'm sorry.
I have no success. No success.
I mean, I think the most surprising one I had was in Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Yeah, we arrived late at night, and my dad overheard someone saying they saw a black bear on a trail. We go to the trail, find a giant green snake, and then we see the bear on the trail.
Wow.
My brother steps on a twig and scares it, but then he finds it again, and we get great pictures, and I could not believe we saw a black bear.
Oh, that's impressive.
There was one in Big Bend at the top of Lost Mine Trail. Yeah. We climbed up this rock, and if we had not climbed it, I think we would have been face-to-face with the bear.
Wow. Wow.
Anything in Yellowstone is great. Oh, this one's quite a story. There was another black bear there. We've seen quite a few of those this year.
Oh, nice.
But this one person got out of their car, and they were the driver, and they were trying to find it. And then we see the confrontation with them and a park ranger while we're looking for the bear, and just as we're about to give up, the bear comes out running.
Wow. I was in Yellowstone, as I told you a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
A couple guys said they've seen some grizzlies out there recently.
Ah,
That would be impressive. You know, I mean, the guys that I talked to were
I had a
excited.
grizzly sighting there once. We just kind of drove by thinking they were more bison, but I looked at a photo a few years later and it was a grizzly. It was really great.
Wow. That's
Denali,
impressive.
there's a lot of grizzly bears. You'll like it there.
I think I'm just too loud. I got too much of a big mouth. I think I scare all the animals away.
We tried to find bears in Grand Teton. There was this area where everyone congregates because there's supposed to be a bear. I didn't see the bear, but I saw where people were looking.
Yeah.
My favorite sighting in Grand Teton, I saw a lot of stuff. We did the Snake River float trip,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's this one beaver standing on its hind legs, and I didn't know they did that, and that was really cool.
Did you like that float trip? I saw the signs for it when we were there.
Oh, yeah, it was really fun. We went with Solitude. I definitely recommend them.
Were there rapids, or was it pretty calm the whole way?
We did the calm one. We did some whitewater in Yellowstone a few times in Denali.
Nice.
And then this is a question. I know I saw in a Theodore Roosevelt video once you were near a bison.
Yeah.
What is the scariest experience you've had in a park?
Scariest. That was pretty intense for us when we saw that bison right there.
Yeah.
And we could have easily turned around, but we're like, let's just keep our distance and stay on the
I
trail.
love bison, so I would never be scared of them. I like to keep my distance, but they're great.
2 rattlesnakes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but neither one in a situation where we saw it in advance, you know. My daughter almost stepped on I forget what, it wasn't a rattlesnake. It was the El Pais video. I don't know if you saw that one. We were hiking and she literally just wasn't paying attention. It was a snake sunning
I
itself.
did see that one. Yeah, I remember that.
Someone told me it was not a venomous snake. I forget the name of the snake,
Oh.
but it was big. It was a big snake. That was just scary, but for her especially.
So
But
I had
nothing-
2 experiences in July, actually. It was crazy. So the first one, we were hiking Upper Yosemite Falls, and
Oh.
we think we hear thunder, and we look behind us, and there's a rock slide.
Oh, wow.
Nobody was hurt. And when I posted the video on Facebook, everyone said fake, fake. I'm like, it's not fake. These things aren't that uncommon in Yosemite. It was
Wow.
really cool. The other was in Glacier. We were returning the Granite Park Chalet, and a deer charges right at us.
Wow.
There were some resident deer.
Really?
Fortunately, the deer did not attack.
Yeah. Wow, an aggressive deer. That's strange.
Yeah, he was just kind of running, I guess, having fun, but I like the deer there.
Yeah.
There were a couple marmots knocking rocks down at us at the Grinnell part. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what do you think is the most overlooked or hidden gem of all national park sites?
National parks themselves or places?
It can be
within-
parks or monuments or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoy a lot of the monuments because they're much less visited and you don't have to deal with the crowds.
Yeah.
You know, good monuments we've enjoyed. Obviously, White Sands, before it became a national park, was a great monument.
I went there when it was closed. We got some good views, but we didn't get to enter the park.
Yeah, that's a great place. We really liked it down in southern Arizona, a place called Organ Pipe National Monument.
I didn't get to that one. I went to Sunset Crater in the north and Wapatki. Those were pretty cool.
Yeah, this one's way down there on the Mexican border.
Yeah.
Really remote. It's nice. There's just some nice also. I mean, I know it's not the national park system, but some of the BLM lands, Bureau of Land Management, you know,
Yeah.
and the national forest. I'm kind of branching out into those places. My
Mhm.
wife and I went to a hike in Dixie National Forest. I think it's
Oh,
called
yeah, I
Red-
drove through that.
It's right next to Bryce.
Yep.
And you go to Bryce, and there's 8 billion people. And then you go to Dixie, which is only a few miles away. And we
There's
had
no
the
one there.
place to ourselves, which was really, now again, I wouldn't compare it to Bryce, but it's still an impressive
Yeah.
place.
So
And
I think of the Big 62. Of the Big 62, Big Bend is the most underrated for me. It's in my top 5.
yeah,
I
people
put it
don't
above
think
Grand
that.
Canyon
I
and
like Big Bend.
Zion. I mean, have you been to the Chisos Mountains area of Big Bend and Lost Mine Trail? You must do that one. I did it in the early morning and the sunrise. I swear, I almost shed a tear. It was so beautiful. The view from the top, the black bear was there. It was a really great park. But
Yeah.
there's this one place, I don't know if you've heard of it. It's on the border of Utah and Colorado. It's called Dinosaur National Monument.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I'm hoping to go there next
So
summer.
it's surrounded by state roads and interstates that don't go anywhere into the park, like 5 miles at the most. But it has fossils, big rock formations, a really cool tram system, and a huge canyon going through it. I'd hardly heard of it, and I went on the way from Grand Teton to Black Canyon, and it was a really cool place to spend a few hours.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a weird, it's in a weird location, you know.
It's
not on the way to anything. And I've always driven around it, but I've never gone there. Like this year, for the first time, I went to Idaho, and I went to the Idaho National Parks. There's 4 of them in southern Idaho.
You've been to Craters of the Moon then?
Craters of the Moon, yeah. I went there.
That's a childhood favorite of mine.
Then their City of Rocks was there. And then the 2 smaller ones are there as well. That was at Hagerman and Minidoka.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to hit all those with a guy that I met on YouTube. He kind of showed me around who lived in the area. But we had a lot of fun in Idaho. It's just, again, another example of a state and an area you just don't go to. It's not on the way, you know? You have to make it to get there.
That's true.
Kind of like Great Basin. You know, like you've been to Great Basin?
I went to Great Basin, yeah. I did the Glacier Trail.
Yeah. That's a nice little national park, but it's just hard to get to, you know?
It is. All right, so I have one last question. Don't know if you're going to reveal this to me, but what's your least favorite of the Big 62 National Park?
Trying to get me in trouble right now, huh? I don't know if I have a least. I mean, they're all good. I'd go back. Cuyahoga was good, but I wouldn't. You know, I mean, Indiana Dunes. I mean, I loved.
My dad 100% agrees with you. That's his least favorite. For me, it's near the bottom, but there's like only one I legitimately think should never have been made a national park. That's Gateway Arch. Gateway Arch is just not national park.
Yeah.
Memorial at best, but that's the one I don't like. I had a bad experience in the Smokies, honestly. The fog was too thick when I went. The crowds were unbearable. And we didn't get to see any animals, really. I'll go back one day to give it another chance. But, that's all the questions I had.
National parks. I think Indiana Dunes is a special place. That was one of my favorite videos I made of our little Lake Michigan trip that we finished. I really enjoyed that video, how it came out. But, I mean, of the 4 lake shores, that would probably be the last choice if I'm going to pick one as a national park.
I don't know why White Sands was picked after that, but
yeah, it was put on the list for other reasons. I heard more because it's such biological diversity. I love Indiana Dunes. I grew up in Chicago, so it was in my backyard. But,
I like seeing the skyline across the lake. That's my favorite thing about that one. It's different.
So neat, yeah. But
that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much for joining me today, Randy. It was really great talking to you.
Eric. It's a pleasure to meet you. Keep up the good work you're doing, okay?
Okay, and thank you everyone for watching this video. Definitely subscribe to America's Parks. I'll put a link in the description. And comment down below your answers to the questions and anything you want to ask me. Thank you so much for joining again. See you guys next time.
All right.
Bye, Randy.
Thanks, Eric. Hey, we'll see you. Take care. Good night.
Good night.